This week on CWN, some of our band and choir students made All-State.
And Livestock Show has begun. I'm Monique.
And I'm Dawson, and today is Saturday, January 14, 2023. You are watching Calallen Wildcat News Weekly Review. So Monique, our cheer team's going to Galveston for competition.
Yes, I heard they did really well, and there's about 60 teams or so at the competition, and we actually have 3 girls competing here at Calallen TV, so good luck to them.
Are you going to the livestock show?
Yes, I plan on going to see all the activities and go to the carnival, so I'm really excited.
Last Saturday, 14 of our band students traveled to Alice to compete and possibly qualify for the All-State Band. Over 70,000 people tried out for All-State Band, and only a few hundred made it. Of those few hundred, our very own senior trumpet, Jose Santoyo Garza, senior alto sax, Jose Magalanese, and senior clarinet Caitlin Wilson have made the Texas All-State Band. We spoke with them to find out more on how they feel about their incredible performances last Saturday. Let's send it to Emily for more information.
Good morning, Cats. My name's Emily, and today I'm here with Caitlin and the Jose's. So over the weekend, they competed in the Area E concert band auditions, and all 3 of them qualified for the all-state level. So can y'all tell me how that makes y'all feel?
I feel great. I'm very excited for the experience to go to the convention.
I'm still shocked from Saturday, but I'm also excited to go and perform with great musicians as well.
I feel amazing. It's a great honor to make it this far, and I'm excited for the experience as well.
How have y'all practices been different this year?
This year I kind of really ramped it up and was trying to practice at least every day or every other day, which I never did before.
This year I have 3 periods of band, so I have a lot of practice time, and I just bumped up the practice time at home and taking private lessons.
This year I have band first period and 7th period, and I've also been getting private lessons from my directors as well.
Well, congratulations to you 3. That's all from us. Now back to the studio.
The band also traveled to some of our other campuses this week to perform their 2022 marching show along with some other songs.
Choir also had students make All-State after the area competition on Saturday.
Hi Cats, I'm here with Aaron. So Aaron, I heard you competed in the Area 14 competition on Saturday in San Antonio. Can you tell me how that went?
Yeah, of course. So I competed in the TMEA area auditions for large school choir. So that basically means that all of the people that made in the top 5 in their section for region were able to compete to go to state. And essentially me and my friend Gabby Guerrero were able to get into the large school treble choir, which is a pretty big deal because it takes students from all across the state to sing together, and it's a pretty high honor, so I'm pretty excited.
Hi, I'm Calallen. I'm here with Gabby. Gabby, I heard you qualified for the area choir competition in San Antonio. Can you tell me more about that, please?
Yeah, me and Aaron made it to the All-State Treble Choir, and we're among the 600 who made it out of the 14,000 that tried out throughout the state. And I'm surprised I made it because I messed up. I made it, so that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you, and back to the studio.
With her advancement, Senior Alto 1, Erin Krizak became the first Calallen student since 2001 to earn All-State Choir honors in back-to-back years. With Sophomore Alto 2, Gabriela Guerrero advancing as well, CHS is given 2 All-State Choir members in the same year since 2002. Congratulations.
Livestock Show has begun. We have several interviews regarding Livestock Show activities as many of our students are involved. Mr. Frias has a rundown for you over the events that will be taking place during the Livestock Show this coming week.
Hi, I'm Trinity Humphrey. I'm here with Mr. Frias. Mr. Frias, the Livestock Show is coming up. What is going to happen during that time?
There's all sorts of things happening. Monday starts off with the homemaking projects being turned in. Then Tuesday, most of the animals check in. Sheep show Tuesday, and then goats and chickens will show Wednesday. Pigs will show Thursday, cattle will show Friday, and then the blue ribbon auction will be Saturday.
That's awesome. What else goes into that?
Well, we also had the horse show this past weekend, and we had the High Point Senior Speed Horse, which was Jace Compton, and we also had the reserve champion, which was Ella Moreno. So that's another thing that we've had for NCGLS.
That's very cool. Well, we're expecting a week off, so excited for the Livestock Show. Back to the studio. Thank you.
We caught up with Mr. Holbein to gain more insight into the shop projects that are made for Livestock Show. Let's find out what all students have been doing.
Good morning, Wildcats. I'm Jason. I'm here with Mr. Holbein. So, Mr. Holbein, I understand we have a couple students in Calallen that are going to be doing shop projects. Can you tell us exactly what is a shop project?
Yeah, so it's anything that comprises wood shop, metalworking, those two big materials. They can build anything they want. There's anything from small projects to very large projects. We have 11 students right now that are competing for division champs, and there's different types of divisions of woodworking, and then metal. There's barbecue pits, there's deer blinds, cutting boards, jewelry boxes. It's a really good contest for students to be involved in. There's a lot of different things that showcase their different skills. It's going to be real fun, really cool projects going out there.
All right, cool. Let's take it to one of those students for a little bit more. I'm Jason. I'm here with Joaquin Tagle. So, Joaquin, you're in shop. What are you going to be building this year?
So this year I'm going to be making a cutting board that has like a specific kind of engraving on it. I'm not going to expose my project on Calallen TV. So basically what I'm going to be doing is taking a piece of wood and putting a program into a like laser machine thing, and it's going to make a whatever kind of image I want to put on it.
All right, sweet. So good luck to Joaquin and your shop project, and let's take it back to the studio.
We will most likely have more for you on our livestock show and how our students did once we return from our break, and we will not have a show next week.
Moving on to physics, the physics classes conducted spring labs over Hooke's Law. Here's Mr. Smith for more on what his classes did for their lab.
Hey cats, I'm here with
Mr. Smith.
And what is this lab that we are doing today?
We're doing the Hooke's Law lab. And so what Hooke's Law describes is that when you stretch a spring, the distance the spring stretches is proportional to the force that's applied to that spring, as long as you don't break your spring. All right, you pull too hard, you break your spring, and Hooke's Law goes away. All right, so that's what we're trying to get the students to see, is to see that relationship, and they'll do that by collecting data carefully and then making a graph. And because it's a linear relationship, they'll get a nice straight line, and that'll let us calculate something called the spring constant. And the spring constant just tells us how stiff or how relaxed the spring is. And so it's really about taking good data and then drawing a conclusion based on a calculation.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Mrs. Burkhart's class also conducted another lab this week over power. We gained more insight into what took place during this lab through interviews with Ms. Burkhart and some of the students who participated in the lab.
Hey, it's Autumn here with Calallen TV, and I'm here with Ms. Burkhart. So, Ms. Burkhart, y'all are doing a lab. What is it about?
Our students are doing a power lab today, so they are going to determine their own work and power that they do, and we're trying to figure out if we can do more than JJ Watt.
Okay, and how does this help them in, class?
Well, we're studying energy, and power is one of the things that we actually study. We use power all the time, and so they're kind of getting an idea of what it actually is by doing it and generating it themselves. And we're looking at all the units and ways that we can measure power.
I'm Dominic here with Angelo and David. So, David, what are y'all doing in this class?
This past week, we've been learning about how to solve for things such as joules, newtons, and how to calculate work.
Mm-hmm. So, Angelo, what did you learn from this lab?
We calculated the power going up the stairs and how many calories you could lose.
Well, thank you. That's it from Angelo and David. Back to the studio.
The forensics class has continued their crime scene lab, which they started last week. Let's see what has occurred since the last time we covered the scene.
Dr. Hodgkiss and her class for the past 2 weeks have been investigating the recent murder of Dr. Hodgkiss. She sent out 7 groups of detectives to interview all 7 of the main suspects. Though, as of the time of recording this, we have not found the true killer, we are getting much closer to the truth. Here's an interview with Brianna, one of the lead detectives, for more information. So Brianna, I hear that you were one of the main detectives in the recent homicide case. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so me and my classmates, we all divided up into groups, and we each went to go interview a couple suspects that we have on our list. So.
How many groups were there?
There were about 6 groups, and I think we had about 6 suspects.
Okay. How did your group do?
I think our group did pretty good. We all went to go interview Miss Barker on Friday, and even though she wasn't much of a lead, we do think we were able to get a bit of information.
Okay, what kind of questions did you ask her?
We just asked her a couple stuff where she was, if she had seen Dr. Hodgkiss here in the lab, who else was with her, if she had talked to anyone, and pretty much it.
Okay, do you have a good idea of who actually did it, though?
We do have a good idea. Right now we are reviewing over evidence, reviewing over testimonies, and I think we have a pretty strong lead.
Okay, well, that's really good to hear. Back to the studio.
So Monique, I know you're doing the crime scene lab. What about that?
Actually, yes, I am doing that, and we recently found out who the killer was who killed Dr. Hotchkiss, and we will have the murder for you next week. Recently, our theater program ran into some complications regarding their one-act play. Emma caught up with our theater teacher, Mr. Jones, for the rundown on the problems he ran into the original plans he had for the play.
Hey cats, I'm here with Mr. Jones. So Mr. Jones, I heard there were some complications with the one-act play. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so basically with the one-act play process, we take a full-length show, apply for the rights. We got those were secured, and then we take that and we have to cut it down to 40 minutes. Now when you cut an author's work, you have to send that in and they have to approve you cutting their work because you don't want to write something and somebody cut it right. So you get the approval process because in one-act play we have to have the show under 40 minutes. So basically when I sent those cuts off, the author was like, nah, you can't cut my show. I don't want it cut at all, even if it's for competition. So we had to scrap that show, and I've picked a new one. I've cast it with the members that were in the cast already, and we've kind of changed it. We were doing full drama, now we're going full British comedy. So we'll see how that choice turns out for us.
Perfect. Thank you. Back to the studio.
Now it is time to send it to Jaden Campbell over the bridge for more on this week's GP Student Report.
Good morning. My name is Jaden Campbell, and here is the latest of what's been going on here at GP. Students returned to school after 2 full weeks off for Christmas break. How would you rate your Christmas break out of 10?
I'd say it's solid 9.5 out of 10.
What did you do over your break?
Mostly, I didn't do much, but near the end, man, I hung out in nature a lot, you know.
All right. How would you rate your Christmas break out of 10?
It was definitely a 10.
Why was it a 10?
You know, all the family just had a lot of fun, and we played a lot of games and stuff, and yeah, pretty much.
5 GP choir students will be singing with the state choir later this year.
I was very, very happy and shocked at the same time. I'm very, very proud of myself for how hard I've worked on this, and yeah.
I didn't believe I actually did it because when I was got out of the audition room, I kind of wasn't really sure if I really did good or not, and then I just somehow made the all-state mixed choir. So.
Rufino Madado was the only GP band student to make it to state.
As soon as I walked in the room to audition, I just blacked out. I don't remember much. Like I remember, like I remember me walking out, and then my friend showing me that I made state. I was like, okay, cool. You know, the directors came and congratulated me. I don't remember anything. I don't know how well I played. I just know I got first. So I know I did get better every day that I practiced. I did get better every time I got a private lesson.
And now, on to sports. Cheer is on their way to state. Both soccer teams started off the season with the annual alumni game over the break.
So our first district game is February 3rd. I'm pretty optimistic about it. We had our ups and downs. I feel like we're going to get better every single time we play. This is my last year. I want to make it count. I know many other people that have their last year want to make it count.
Basketball is keeping their season up by continuing district through this month.
It's been going really good, way better than last year. We are pushing for a spot in playoffs, and that's a really interesting thought considering our record in the past few years.
That is all the Wildcat news we have this week. If you like what you saw, you can check out these 2 QR codes or click the links below. Don't forget, Wildcats, we have no school on Monday. Thanks for watching.
We sat down with Isabella to learn more on our spreads our yearbook team has been working on this year. Here's Elliot with more information regarding the spreads.
Hello everybody, I'm here with Isabella. She has 3 spreads she's releasing for her yearbook. And can you tell us more about that?
Hi, I'm Isabella. So on our Instagram account, Wildcat Yearbook Instagram, we are releasing our cross-country, senior sunrise, and dress-up days page. So just so y'all can get a sneak peek of what's in our yearbook.
And where can we buy the yearbook?
So you can either bring cash or check up to room 704, or you can order it online at yearbookforever.com.
Thank you. Back to the studio.
Let's send it to Lexi with Lizette for more on what goes on behind the scenes of this show, specifically the stories the Calallen TV classes have been covering.
Hey Wildcats, I'm here with Lisette from the Principals in Audio and Video class with Coach Lamb. Lisette, what does Coach Lamb have y'all doing in class today?
Coach Lamb has us going around and collecting stories about what's happening around the school.
That's cool. And how did Coach Lamb train y'all to do these interviews?
He trained us by teaching us how to properly put the camera, tripod, microphone together and properly take it apart.
Gotcha. And do you enjoy doing this activity in class?
Personally, I do. I think it's something that teaches you to be more sociable, and it's a fun way to get information about what's happening around the school. So,
for sure. Thank you. Now back to the studio.
Now let's send it to Brooke with the rundown on sports.
Thank you, Monique, and good morning, Wildcats. The soccer teams both had tournaments last week. The boys' soccer team took the runner-up spot at the Ingleside tournament they played in. The girls' soccer team traveled down south to McAllen for tournament last week. Let's find out more on their performance during the games.
I'm here with Jocelyn, one of our varsity players here at the high school. This last week, they went to a tournament in McAllen. How'd y'all do?
So we tied the first game 1-1, and then the second game we won 1-0, and then we tied again 1-1.
So I was talking to you before, and you said you don't really have a ranking or a placing in the tournament, but what did y'all take away from the tournament for the team-wise?
So we definitely took away that communication really helps in a game, and that we really needed to work as a team to be able to go up in the field and actually score.
So when you go into district, y'all are going to be working on working as a unit, communication, and is there anything else y'all think y'all need to work on, or stuff y'all just did really, really good in this tournament?
We definitely need to work on receiving it and being able to control the ball and get it to where we need it to go in order for our sets to work in a game.
Well, we're super excited for district to start for y'all. We have high expectations as always, as you know, wearing the state shirt. Well, that's all from here. Let's take it back to the studio.
We have this week's update over the basketball team's recent games. Let's start off with more on how the boys have been doing. The boys faced off against TM last week and sadly came up short. They played Kingsville last night, and we will have the results for you next week. The girls' team continues to come out on top. Let's send it to the update over their recent games.
Hello there, Calallen TV. My name is Logan Braza, and I'm here with Coach Spencer today, and Lily right beside me. Anyways, Coach, we heard you guys won against TM. How did that go for you guys?
Thought it went well. It's a big program win. It's a rivalry win. So we love getting those, especially at their place. The great crowd, great atmosphere. Thought we executed the game plan well, very physical, rebounded well, kept them out of the middle. So I was very happy with our defensive execution.
That's great to hear. And Lily, we also heard that you guys have a game up this Friday.
Yeah, we play Kingsville this Friday at home. Hopefully we get the win to close out our first round of district, so it'll be good.
Well, Calallen TV wishes you all both very good luck. And with that, now back to the studio.
There was a ceremony for the renaming of our A-Gym. Here's Coach Spencer for more info.
Good morning, Wildcats. I'm Jason. I'm back with Coach Spencer. So, Coach Spencer, I understand there was going to be a ceremony for renaming the A-Gym. Can you fill us in about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We will have a short ceremony renaming the A-Gym after Coach Lita Andrews. Coach Andrews was here for 12 years, won a state championship here, went to the state tournament numerous times here, and is also the winningest basketball coach in all time at any level. She's got more wins than any NBA coach, any college coach, men or women's, at over 1,400. So it's going to be a big deal. We're real excited that we're getting the opportunity to honor her in that way, and we're excited for her to join us.
Awesome. Sounds like a good deal. Let's take it back to the studio now.
The outdoor education class has begun learning archery. Let's take a look.
Thank you, Makers, and good morning, Wildcats. This week, Coach Lamb's Outdoor Adventures class took their beginning steps in archery. Today, they finally got to open up the archery room so that the students in his class are able to use it. Let's take it to Abel with how it went and his experience.
So we started off with basically working how our bow is going to be shooting, and we actually got the physical practice of being able to pull back our arrow and shoot it. And I thought it was a really cool experience given the fact that it's our first glimpse into archery, and I just think that's really exciting. We really had a good time. I learned how the bow would feel. It felt natural, and it was just a great time overall. I'm glad to be learning a skill that I'd be using for my whole life.
That's all from the archery standpoint, and now back to the anchors.
Cheer has their state competition this weekend and showcased their routine on Wednesday night. Let's see what Dawson and Maddie have to say on state, as well as their routine showcase.
Hi, I'm Dawson. I'm here with Maddie today. So today you have a show-off. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so the cheerleaders have been working really hard on a performance for a competition, and we are going to have a show-off today at 6:30 in the A-Gym.
Okay, also you have a competition on Friday. Can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, so we are going to Fort Worth for a competition. We have been working on this routine all year, like I said, and we'll be going up tomorrow, and then the competition is on Friday, and yeah.
All right, that's all from us. Now back to the studio.
And that's the latest on Calallen Sports. Back to you, Monique.
Thank you, Brooke.
It's pretty cool how we have archery at Calallen now.
I know, that's cool. Now here's Aaron with today's weather forecast. How's it looking outside today, Aaron?
Thank you, Monique. And today is going to look pretty nice. And let's thank our sponsor, Chick-fil-A. Right now, we are at 57 degrees with a 1% chance of rain and winds at the northeast at 6 miles per hour. Looking into the rest of the day, we're going to be staying in the high to mid-60s with minimal percent chances of rain and winds from the northeast at 10 miles per hour at noon. And later on today, we'll see them from the east-southeast at 13 miles per hour tonight. Later on tonight, we'll even hit the high 50s where we'll be at 59 degrees with a 3% chance of rain and winds from the southeast at 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow, we are going to get a lot hotter where we're going to get a warm front from the south-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour, and we're going to be hitting 80 degrees. We'll have a 6% chance of rain, and it is livestock show break. That's all from here. Let's take it back to the anchors.
Thank you, Aaron.
Of course.
And that's all your announcements for today, but now it's time for your joke of the day. So guys, did you hear about the steak that passed away?
No, Dawson, what happened?
It was in its prime.
For all you social people out there, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Calallen TV for all the latest updates. Also, subscribe to us here on YouTube to catch all of our latest videos.
And as always,
stay classy, Calallen.